Friday. And it'd be a good Friday because they went around yesterday and announced that Saturday is canceled. Apparently, parts issue, something like that. I don't know. But it's not uncommon. Me personally, I don't think you should have your soul destroyed in the name of keeping up with a product, but hey, I sat back the other day, and this hits me actually every now and then. I think it was people in the 50s or something like that thought that by now we should all have our own personal helicopters. We should be all wealthy, working like 30 hours a week, and yet somehow we trended off down the wrong path. Ugh. But nobody ever thinks about how we wound up down this path. They wonder why, the kids are going crazy and why there's so much violence. Well, let me see. You have households now where both parents have to work. Otherwise, they don't have a roof over their head. Both parents have to work or there's no food on the table. And a lot of people will point at me and they'll say, oh my God, he's got that privilege. No, I don't. I didn't get into... I applied for this company when I was 18 years old back in 89. I didn't get hired. Hell, I didn't even get called in to start doing what they call 89 days. They give you... You work for the company for 3 months, but they hack you off at the 90th day so they don't have to hire you and give you benefits. I did that a couple of times. And I wasn't hired in until 2004. Well, it was technically I found it, but officially I wasn't hired until January 2004. And it just, weirds me out that we've, gone down this path. But yeah, where's the hoverboards? Or as somebody said, where's the car that goes into a briefcase? I'm just glad we never developed the portable atomic generator or whatever it was. Because you even see designs for cars like that, like the Ford Tachyon. It was a concept. It was only drawn on paper. It never made it to any other stage. It was basically a pickup truck with a portable nuclear reactor. Never happened. So that's kind of where the Fallout universe went. They went down that path. And sure, there was prosperity and all that. Sure, you had radiation, radioactive barrels being dumped everywhere, including your backyard. But okay, so there is finally a location thing. I noticed there's a lot of people going over to Threads. I'm going to test the waters, I think, out on that this weekend. Twitter has been a shit show. I'm not kidding. It really has, ever since this nonsense got put in. You pay a couple of bucks, you get a check mark next to your name now. And it used to be you had to earn that check mark. You had to prove you were a celebrity, and that way, if you saw that check mark, you knew that person, basically was who they were. Then, Melon Husk takes over, or whatever the hell his name is, and I used to have a lot of respect for this guy. Now, why he dumped so much money on what's turned out to be a waste of money, a colossal waste of money, is beyond me. Other than to get all his buddies uncensored. And I'm like, dude, really? I wish I had enough money to dump, enough money that would pay for like several thousand people to live out their entire lives without paying a bill on some damn social media platform. Ugh. Yeah, I guess Lisa Bowerman's already got an account over on Threads, and a friend of mine said, yeah, he's got an account now over on Threads, and I may go over there myself. I know he's an idiot. I'd have never bid on Twitter. It's like it was already a losing proposition anyway. When I last heard, it was like I kind of, it makes me, think back to all those guys who back, long before there was an internet, you had to have a modem that dialed on your telephone line to call bulletin boards. And there was bulletin board software, like World War IV. There was a Hellcat and a bunch of other ones. And I know guys who bought lifetime memberships. And I'm sitting there going, imagine if I bumped into one of them now in 2023. So how's that lifetime membership going to that bulletin board, that nobody's ever going to call? Now, but, social media, like I said, I don't get it. I just now put a few things up on Instagram after not looking at it for I don't know how long. Yeah, but I love it. The guy takes over Twitter, basically pisses on the verified check system. So now anybody can have a blue tick next to their name if they give some money. So you can create fake accounts galore and stick a blue tick on it, and if no one's the wiser, oh look, just like over on Facebook right now, there's fake pages again. I remember back when I first got onto Facebook, this one person kept posting saying they were Billy Piper, and all they were doing was, it was obvious they were just snagging random photos off the net. And then, sure enough, they got busted. And that supposedly became under the official thing of the BBC, but I don't think I even follow that page anymore, so I wouldn't know even if it's still around. But now you got like a Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi. Trust me, they didn't like me because I'm like, they were posting all this stuff saying this, and then under every one of their things, before I unfollowed them, I said, you're not Peter Capaldi. He does not have a Facebook page. And I did the same thing to the Matt Smith one. I said, you're not Matt Smith. Matt Smith does not have a Facebook page. Yeah, electric vehicles is what he's referring to, Mark. It's not going to happen. You're never going to be rid of the internal combustion engine, and I'll tell you why. Because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're going to have a bunch of guys in various countries who are going to go from riding around in limousines to driving burnt-out Toyotas. The cartels will never let it happen. It'll be just like every other time the electric vehicles rear their head. Folks, there were electric vehicles being built all the way back, in the early 1900s. And once, Joe Biden's gone, I guarantee you all that stuff's going to disappear. And it happens with every regime that change. All that EV nonsense it's gone. Everybody seems to think it's going to stick, and I'm like, guys, I'm 52 years old. I've seen, at least in my lifetime, I've seen at least a couple times where they came in and said, electric vehicles are the future. and that's the way it's going to be. And it's not happened yet, and it's not going to happen. It's Ringo Starr's birthday, you're right. And like I've said, him and Paul McCartney, they're living just to spite one another. McCartney doesn't want Ringo to be the last living Beatle, and vice versa. Yeah, it's never going to happen. Don't look for it. Don't wait for it. It's never going to happen. Because as long as the internal combustion engines on this planet, petroleum-based companies are going to be making big fat money off it. Too many, like I said, too many of the wrong people in the wrong places will lose a lot of money, and they're never going to let it happen. Yeah, also, like I said, now they're coming up with fast charging cars and stuff like that. I'm like, but yeah, remember back when hydrogen fuel cells were going to take over? Anybody remember those? I know a certain company, that was already making talking about making an electric pickup and things like that. And then the government came in and said, if you spend money, if you do this to research hydrogen fuel cells, we'll give you big fat millions to do research on it. And they looked into it for a couple of years, and it was gone. For one, how many hydrogen fuel cell, stations do you know in existence? None. Yeah, I just had a lung scan again yesterday. I started getting one routinely because, since I was a smoker, they found the nodule. I think I talked about the nodule. And then the next lung scan, it was gone. I went in again yesterday. No, I went again after that, and then the nodule was back. And then, so now I went in again yesterday, and hopefully the nodule is gone again. So they think what it might be is just there's an inflammation going on in there. So, nothing serious. I'm hoping that it'll come back negative again. Almost time to get my thyroid scanned. Wait, I already did that. Yeah. Got to do that every now and then because there was a chance of cancerous growth in my thyroid, which is why I had the one lobe of it removed. One of the very few things in my body I've ever had taken out, other than a molar. Still have my appendix. I still have my tonsils. Yeah, hydrogen fuel cells. Yeah, like I said, it never took off. It never went anywhere. But, automotive companies got big fat money, to research it. Now, my hair left on its own. I didn't have it removed. Yeah, the hair I didn't have removed. It left on its own. Yeah, that's Sir Paul McCartney. Well, folks, it's about that time again. Once again, reminder for those who've just turned in, Saturday has been canceled. There will be no program tomorrow morning. I was kind of hoping there wasn't going to be one today because they were talking about not having enough parts for today, but I haven't heard anything else on that front, so I'm assuming we're still working. Yeah. Well, the Beatles thing was kind of obvious because folks saw there was 4 extras who were, looked like the Beatles who were leaving, plus the whole Abbey Road thing, and they recreated the Abbey Road studio. So yeah, that was kind of obvious that was going to happen. So, well, take care, everybody. I got to get running. Have a great day. Be kind, be calm, be safe. We'll see you all on the flip side. Have a great weekend.